I want to talk about that, but before we do, let's talk a little bit more about the Raw 30. It was a big event. Every single ticket was sold. Total utilization, I believe, is the term they use. And the result is the largest gate in Raw history, now the biggest audience in 3 years. They got a lot of momentum going into this weekend, and you had a chance to catch up with a lot of the old the names from yesteryear.
It was the best, yeah.
So I got to hear about your social time. Did you go in the day before or the day of?
I went the day of. I couldn't get out of Fort Lauderdale.
So you go up on Monday and show up to the building, have a long day. But once the show's over, what's the nature up to then?
We all went back to the hotel. Taker, me, Godfather, Hurricane. I mean, everybody, and just celebrated the day and talked about how good the show was, how much fun it was seeing everybody, and just catching up. And then, like the spot, the
LA Knight and the Undertaker.
LA, but we laughed that when Taker said on Joe Rogan about the locker room being soft these days.
Yeah,
and ultimately what he meant was, because we talked about that night, we were laughing, is that like, Taker's one of the few guys besides me that had to wrestle Brody.
Right.
And the locker room was soft for Brody back in 1980 and soft for Brody right now. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's soft. It's soft for a guy like Harley Race. Times have changed, but he didn't mean that like the guys aren't tough and aren't working hard in that. And then, of course, the guy who I've hated Sami Zayn stole the show.
Always, every week.
I mean, that when he dove over the ropes on top of those guys, I go, how could I have not appreciated you from the start? Because I used to say, you got heat with me, boy. You really have heat with the Marks. You got heat with me. Oh, man. Just some really talented people there. And God darn, I didn't even know. I heard that Brock was there. I never saw Brock all day long, so I didn't see that last segment. But hey, I'm happy for them. They're rolling along, and I just came away with a whole different perspective of life. I mean, I just think the workplace over there is great. I don't see any change. I don't see morale being bad at all. But maybe I'm not looking into it hard enough. But I didn't sense that. Everybody was excited about the show. People were so respectful, Mr. Flair. I go, Jesus Christ. And then here's the best part. I walk in the building and it goes, and they have all the posters of which way is what, right? Catering.
Yes.
And they get a room for Shawn. So I go, how the hell do you have a room for Shawn Michaels? It's not the real legend, Ric Flair. And they said, because you can't be contained. That was the line of the day.
Oh my gosh.
Godfather said there's only going to be one Ric Flair ever. Thank God.
Yeah. Hey man. I think I saw Ric Flair drip being promoted by the God. Did you give him the gift that keeps on giving?
I certainly did.
Yeah.
I certainly did.
I can't wait to get his review. Check it out if you haven't already. RicFlairDrip.com is where you can check it out. It's the biggest brand that Ric's involved with.
I was specifically notified by one of the higher ups not to be distributing my product in the building. I gave it to him at the hotel. But believe me, I could have handed it out.
Oh my gosh.
The word's out.
Everybody loves some Ric Flair drip. You will too. Check it out. RicFlairDrip.com. Ric, talk to me about this, turning over a new leaf, if you will. I want to ask about Vince McMahon. You sort of predicted a few weeks ago that Vince would be at the show. I haven't heard he was at the show. Did you see Vince?
No, I have. I did not see him, and I didn't ask.
Yeah,
that was my prediction, but he was not there, and I didn't ask anything. And I think that I didn't. As a matter of fact, I didn't bring up his name.
Right.
I did with Taker. We talked about Vince and that, but I don't know any more after going to the show about Vince than I did going in. That was just a prediction that he'd be there.
Well, I
You know,
think,
the only reason I thought it was because we all agreed that Hunter's done a hell of a job.
oh, for
We're all in
sure.
agreement with that. Yeah, I just thought he'd be there to celebrate, something he started 30 years ago, but he wasn't. If he was, I didn't see him. Something like that.
Well, somebody else who got a little attention over the weekend, I can't believe this is already a thing, but Jerry Lawler has already worked a match in 2023. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, of course. I talked to him.
How about that?
I want to have another last match with him and Charlotte. That's the match, me and Lawler.
My goodness. You're going to get them stirred up again. I love it.
Yeah, it's funny. It just laughing. So, right, I couldn't say it. Yeah, no, there'll be no more last matches. I just had to throw that to you.
There he is, man. I couldn't believe it. He's already had a match in 2023.
Yeah,
still going strong. Looked great. Made us laugh on Raw.
In Winston-Salem. Yeah, I spent a lot of time with Jerry too. Jerry still is a phenomenal talker. God,
yes, absolutely.
He sat there with us for 2 hours, ate pizza, and drank Diet Coke. I said, how can you be in this business for 51 years? He has been 51 years, a year longer than me, and not drink or do anything. He just, I don't know. Says God's gift.
Good for him.
Here, Jake, here's a shot of Jack. And yes, I'll do one more pickleback.
Is that your new thing, pickleback?
that Jameson's rough.
Oh my gosh, I never saw.
God!